Good morning, everybody. It's Stacy here, and we are doing our next in the A to Z class. And wow, lighting is getting really weird. See if we can get that to fix. I don't know. It looked just fine until I started the recording. Anyway, this morning we are talking about two of the oils in the kids collection kit. And I am going to just be honest that there is not a lot of information about these two oils yet. So you'll get some personal experience. You'll get some of my stories of how I've loved and used these oils, and a little bit of the background. But when it comes to the kids collection, it's still new enough that we don't necessarily have all the chemistry breakdown. They're not in the new essential oils and emotions book. So we know some of that just because these oils today are emotional oils, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But it'll be a quick class because there's just not as much information, and I decided that I might do a kids collection product class on a Tuesday night once we have more of the details about it all. So without further ado, we're going to get started. Sorry, I'm having issues this morning. So for those of you who have not seen the kids collection, I want to just start by talking about that. This is the kids collection. It comes in this awesome little carry bag. It has the carabiner, so it can be hooked onto a diaper bag or a backpack. It looks like my daughter has it all squished on weird. Anyway, there we go. So it can be hung wherever to take on the go. It's a really nice washable bag, so you don't have to worry about things getting on it. All of the oils in this do come with little tops that you can put on that also have the carabiner, so if they just want one single oil, they can take that with them. So these are the four we are not talking about today. And put these away. This is my daughter's oil kit. I brought it back from convention for her, and if I mess it up, she gets very grumpy. The other thing that this kit comes with are these really cool little flashcards. And I think this is one of my favorite things about this kit altogether. Because these flashcards, one, they are clean, and they are wipe-offable. Does that make sense? You can like spill stuff on them and wipe it off. They're not going to get ruined. But it tells us how to use the oils. On the back of this card, it gives you a little guide where the ones that have the little picture of a brain are the ones that are for more mental support or brain support, the body support, and the emotion support. And I love that they have coded that so that your kids, even if they're not able to read yet, they can pick up their oil and they can say, oh, this has a heart on it. This is going to be one that's going to help my heart. It's going to make me feel a little bit better. And then it breaks down each individual oil. With the name, the symbol, and some information about it. So I love this aspect of the kids collection. Now the kids oils, you can buy it in a kit like this, and it's under $100 wholesale. But you can also replace any of those individually. So if there's one that you find that your kids use a lot or that you use a lot, you can easily go in and just replace that one single oil when it runs low. As for the other thing that I wanted to talk about in the kids collection is these are part of the Touch Kit line. That means that doTERRA has taken these oils in the roller bottle and pre-diluted them with a fractionated coconut oil. Some of the oils in here can absolutely be used neat, but they put them in with the fractionated coconut oil. One, so it's quick, ready to go for those young, sensitive skin kiddos of ours and can just be put right on their skin. And this is a great kit for any age. And that does mean any age from the youngest to the oldest. It does not have to just be your school-age children or kids over the age of 6 or whatever it is. This is a great set for anybody. And although it is marketed and designed for children, it's got some really powerful oil blends in there that I recommend adults use as well. And so today we're going to start by talking about the Calmer blend. Now the Calmer blend, it's the purple one here. It does have the brain support, so we already know that this is a great oil for brain. In here, there's the fractionated coconut oil, lavender, I can never say it, Kananga flower oil, Buddha wood oil, and Roman chamomile. Now this is an oil that is great to help with focus. It's great to just calm the mind and get some of the extra jitters out so you can sit and focus on your schoolwork or on reading your book. It really does have a strong lavender smell, but it doesn't smell, kind of like Serenity, I think. I use this one much like I use Serenity, the old blends, in that I like it before bedtime. It helps me to sleep better if I just roll a little bit on the back of my neck. I also have used the Calmer oil. If I'm walking into a meeting, if I have some nerves or feeling a little bit anxious to step into a meeting where I might be presenting, or talking to people that I don't know, I love being able to just take this oil, put a little bit on. It helps me to stay focused. It helps me to have a clear idea of what I'm speaking on, as well as really being a great blend just to keep the emotions calmer. So this oil, like I said, it's nicknamed the Restful Blend. So it promotes a serene atmosphere. This one, rolling on the bottom of the feet, the back of the neck, will help with a stress-free mood, especially when tensions are running a little bit high. It has that safe, convenient delivery method with a pre-diluted roller bottle. It can be, like I said, part of your nightly ritual to promote feelings whenever you need a little bit more relaxation or reducing some of those occasional feelings of anxiousness. I like to kind of break this one down a little bit because we don't have as much information yet as this as a whole. I just wanted to share a little about the two oils that are in there that we don't have in our individual product line or may not know about. The first one being the Kananga essential oil. And when I was doing some research on this, I did find a little bit of conflicting information in that some places are saying that the Kananga essential oil is from the same plant as ylang ylang, and other people say that it's in the same plant family but a different plant. I did email doTERRA because I do trust them as the ultimate source for all of our essential oil knowledge, but I have not been able to hear back from them yet. But this is a blend that this is an oil that comes from the same family as ylang ylang. So we know that that oil is floral. We know that it is, sometimes Kananga has been used in place of ylang ylang in the perfume industry or in fragrances. So we know that's very, very similar in that, but they do have a different chemical composition. So therefore their uses are a little bit different. The Kananga, from most that I have seen, is steam distilled, and it comes from the flower of the plant. It is a good one that helps with cardiovascular system and just keeping a regular blood pressure, supporting those feelings of anxiousness, calming occasional nervous tension, and just really relaxing and de-stressing. The major constituents that I have found for Kananga oil are B-caryophyllene and A-caryophyllene, germacrine D and delta-cadenine, and linalool. So just knowing what we know about essential oil chemistry, we know that linalool is kind of protective. It's in a lot of our citrus oils. So we know a little bit about how this oil will react in this blend by breaking it apart and knowing what the individual oils in there are. And let's see, the other oil that I looked at here was the Buddha wood oil. And the Buddha wood is a great oil. It can be often used, like a lot of the tree oils or the heavy wood oils, it's great for calming the mind. It's good one to use during meditation. It's one that Buddha wood historically comes from Australia, from a tree in Australia. So it's kind of, it's been referred to in some circles as the false sandalwood because it's very similar in aroma and in how it's used to sandalwood. But there are different properties. Some of the similarities are obviously, again, that soothing. Buddha wood can be great at bringing down some occasional inflammation. Again, focus and attention. So it's an oil that is also, like sandalwood, comes from the heartwood of the tree. So it's a deep, rich, thick oil. And I wish we had it available to us as an individual oil, but that is not here yet. I'm sure it will at some point become something that doTERRA looks at if they're able to find a sustainable source of it. But we know that also the wood oils in this way tend to be anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antibacterial. It can have sedative properties, anti-anxiety properties, and as an analgesic. So that means that it's just going to be a powerhouse, right? That's what that all comes down to. So when we're looking at what we use these different oils for, that's one of the things that I love. Like when I realized last week after ending the call that I had partnered these two together in a week, I was like, oh, that's going to be such a rough week to teach on because there's just not as much information. They're newer oils. How am I going to fill the time? And I realized that really one of the best tools that we have is using our intuition and figuring out how do we use oils when we don't know a lot about them, and breaking it down like that, breaking down, okay, well, I may not have as much research on this as a blend. Let me rephrase that. There's a ton of research. doTERRA doesn't put anything out without knowing exactly what it's doing and how it's reacting. By research, I'm referring to the fact that these oils aren't in the Modern Essentials book yet. I haven't seen them in the Essential Life book with more information than what doTERRA has on the product information pages. It's not something that I have notes from Dr. Lawton. So that's what I'm saying about not having more research. It has nothing to do with the safety or the quality. doTERRA has already done all of that. But I'm an input person. I love knowledge. I love more and more information. And so when I do these classes, typically I do have chemical constituents. I have the emotional aspect. I have recipes. I have uses. I have, all of that behind each individual oil to bring out. And with the kids collection, it's kind of an exciting time because we're still developing that within ourselves. I'm still figuring out how I can use that oil the best and where I'm going to get the most benefit from it. So that's what I'm thinking about there. I will also say that the kids collection as a whole is one that is just amazing. I think it was only probably in the last month that I did more than pull out an oil every once in a while and smell it or use it with my daughter, but that I actually have started using it on myself. And I've noticed such a huge, huge difference in the way that these oils interact with me versus, the Serenity and the Calmer are, like I said, similar in purpose and intent, but the Calmer blend is designed for sensitive skin. It's kind of changed up a little bit what they put into it, but it works very similarly to me. Now, when we switch over to the Brave oil is the Courage blend. First of all, you'll see that it has the little heart, which means that we know that this is one that is designed to help more with emotional support. The oils in Brave are the fractionated coconut oil, wild orange, amyris, osmanthus, and cinnamon. So with the Brave oil, we know that this one is going to help manage stress and feelings of anxiousness. It's going to counteract negative emotions of doubt, pessimism, and cynicism. So this is a great oil to pull out for all of us. Excuse me. This is a great oil for us to pull out for all of us, children or adults that are really struggling maybe with a dark mentality, or we're having a hard time and just kind of stuck in a lot of that negativity. We will find that the Brave oil really helps to kind of pull us out of that. It is a little bit different in, often when we think of those types of places where you're in that kind of mindset or mood, we'll often look at grabbing the cheer oil or elevation or something that's going to just pull you up and bring you to a happy place. And although the Brave oil will do that, it's got that wild orange in it. So again, you have that citrus component that we know is uplifting and energizing. So you'll have some of that in there. But I have found that the Brave, more than being like an uplifting, just happy oil, it gives me the courage. It gives me the tenacity to be in that place of negativity and to yet find a way out of it. I'm not really sure how that equates into scientific research, but it does show that the oils work differently. The different makeups, the different constituents in there, they work in a different way for each person. But the Brave blend, I think that they named it so aptly when they called it the Courage blend, because unlike some of the other emotional oils that really do just kind of pull you up by your bootstraps, as they say, and just take you out of that dark place, this one allows you to move yourself out of the dark place, but in a way that helps you to tread through and to have that courage to know what you need to do. Just put a little bit on. Oh, I forget how amazing it is. You know, osmanthus. I don't know how many of you have actually experienced much with it. We have osmanthus in the deep blue, and we have osmanthus. Oh, what else is it in? I want to say maybe elevation. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to look it up. But it's a very sweet floral oil. And before we had neroli, osmanthus is one that many different places you'd find that used in places of the neroli. So that kind of citrus sweet smell about it, which I absolutely love. But osmanthus also is one that you can kind of pick out in the oil, I think. I feel like it just has a great floral sweet smell, and I'm not generally one that likes the florals. But the osmanthus, just to go into that a little bit, besides the smell, it has some really great health benefits. It is one of the oils that helps with helping focus. It can really, I'm trying to think of some of the different things specific to osmanthus. We know that this one is an antimicrobial, antidepressant. Osmanthus can be an expectorant. It can be a relaxant. What else? Osmanthus is an aphrodisiac. And it's also detoxifying. So some of the ways that that oil can be used would be things like alleviating stress or fighting bacteria, alleviating pain. It's those types of things that we often see osmanthus in. So we know that we're going to have some of that support when we put it in the Brave blend, just that helping to see clearly, helping to get through those tough situations when your child might be experiencing some hardship at school or insecurities. It's going to help just to break through some of that stress and get through some of the hardships there. The Brave oil, also with the wild orange, again, uplifting, energizing. It's really sweet, really citrus smell. The cinnamon bark, we know, also is energizing, but it provides kind of a warming, got the hiccups now too, wow, a warming and soothing benefits to the skin. Again, you want to only use cinnamon on the skin directly if it's properly diluted. The osmanthus, like I said, I guess it's kind of similar to rose, actually, when I think about it a little bit more. So that one's going to be really great when you're feeling just overwhelmed and stressed. And then again, it's got the amorous wood, and that one is used to help with managing stress and to be calming. I'm trying to find here, one second. I love how you get going on a call and all of a sudden all of your notes for what you were doing disappear. So 1 second, let me pull that up again. There we go. Just pulling up the product information page to make sure I didn't miss anything on there. So we know that Brave is energizing, invigorating, supports a positive mood, helps to manage feelings or occasional stress of anxiousness. It promotes feelings of confidence and courage and belief in oneself. Let's see. On the product information page, doTERRA says that this is the one that allows yourself to reset when experiencing feelings of doubt and stress, just by rolling it on the back of your neck and your pulse points, which I love that. How powerful for our kids to be able to just say, you know what, we're going to just reset. We're going to take a time to step back and reset what your day is. So I totally encourage you guys to use this one, and not just for your kids, but for you adults, as you step into situations where you feel that you're holding back or that you have a negative attitude going into it. Maybe it's volunteering for something or speaking in front of a group, or whatever it is in your circle in your life that kind of makes you take a step back and be like, ugh, why did I say I would do this? That's a great time to pull out your Brave oil, get a little bit of encouragement, get a little bit of support, and feel that bravery coming on. And equip your kids with that. Every day when they go to school, they are faced with all sorts of judgment and challenges, and there can be beautiful, great relationships that come out of children at schools. But there can also be some of those hardships where, you know, kids can be relentless and judging, and bullying is such a big thing now. Let's just equip our kids with that courage to go into any situation with a positive attitude, feeling confident and ready to face the day. So those are the 2 oils that we're talking about today. I'm going to look really, really quickly for what is up next week to remind you on that. And I also, while I'm looking this up, I just wanted to apologize. With all of everything that was going on last week and last weekend, I did not mail out the recording from last week. So I'm going to include that today or in a separate email, but I will send them both out today so you guys have those. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys know you didn't miss anything. It was totally my fault. I did not send that out, but I will be sending it out today with the recording for this one. And I'm trying to find what our oils are for next week. Sorry, I had this pulled up and everything just decided to shut down. Next week are cedarwood and cilantro. I'm like, ooh, good. I like that. Cedarwood and cilantro. I'll have so much more for you on those because those are some power-packed oils. Anyway, I hope you guys learned a few things about these oils. And obviously, I have lots more to learn about these. I love that. So if you have been using these oils with your kids, if you have found more information, I would love if you would share it with me, put it on our team page. Love to hear what you have found and what you're using these amazing oils for. And on that note, I'm going to say good night or good morning or whatever it is, and hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you all here next Friday morning.